Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are tuning in. Welcome back. This video will be up on my YouTube channel, so if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome to my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe down below. If you are a Patreon subscriber, thank you so much for joining my Patreon. And if you're interested in joining my Patreon and getting more content, in-depth journal prompts that are attached to each of my tarot astrology videos, then make sure you join the Patreon. Click the link down below. Anyway, welcome back. My name is Moon Magic. I'm a hip-hop artist, MC, educator, and intuitive, aka the hip-hop witch, and it's a pleasure to be here with you all, pulling tarot and also looking at the astrology charts per request by some of you all on Instagram. Usually I just read tarot. I talk a little bit about what's going on astrologically, but I wanted to go ahead and actually pull up the astrology chart for this upcoming week. So I have the charts pulled up for Monday, June 20th, 2022, and a little look at what's going on astrologically. And then I'm also going to be doing a tarot reading. This is a general tarot reading for the collective during this time. And yeah, I'm real excited to be here with you all. Before I get started, I just wanted to give us all an opportunity to ground in from wherever you're coming from. If you just got off of work, if you are watching this on your way to work, if you are, had a busy day doing whatever it is that you're doing, this is an opportunity to just kind of, reset and tune into this reading. So if you can, close your eyes, that's awesome. If you can't, that's fine. Just take 3 conscious breaths with me as I hit this heart chakra bowl, which I find is great for opening up our heart space, which really allows those intuitive messages to seep into our hearts, okay? All right, and anything that is on your heart, this is also a great time to bring that to the forefront of your mind, what it is that you would like guidance for in your life right now, what brought you to this video. And if you're just here and you happen to just get here on accident, although there is no accidents, right? It is definitely divine direction, in my opinion. And you're just open to hearing whatever it is. This will also help to open, to be open to whatever messages come through. All right, so go ahead and close your eyes if you are comfortable. And take a deep breath in with me. And release. Another deep breath in. And release. One more time, deep breath in. And release. Ooh, I always like to roll my neck or do stretches when I do that because I just feel like it helps to relieve whatever tensions in the body, you know what I'm saying? All right, so I am doing this actually on the weekend before this will be posted. So it's Thursday, June 16th, but this is going to be posted for Monday, June 20th. And so just a little idea of what's going on astrologically. We have been in the season of Gemini, which the season of Gemini is all about communication. Gemini is known as the divine messenger of the gods. Geminis make really amazing rappers, by the way. Today is actually Tupac's birthday. Shout out to Tupac. Other Geminis who are rappers include Biggie and Lauryn Hill. And that's because they're great at communicating and they're just very social. They're very curious. They're naturally very playful. They're great at getting to connect with lots of different people and kind of mingling on that surface level and knowing how to keep things lighthearted and fun. And they also can get very deep and philosophical in their conversations as well. So we are still in Gemini season coming into Monday, but we are on the cusp going into Cancer season very soon. But as of Monday, the sun is still in Gemini. The moon will be in Pisces, but the moon cycles every 2 to 3 days. So the moon cycle in astrology is not as strong as the sun cycle, because the sun cycle lasts about a month. Like a month and a half. The moon cycle is only a couple of days each cycle, and then it cycles to the next. So the moon will be in Pisces for about 2 to 3 days before it cycles to the next. And then you have Mercury is in Gemini, Venus is in Taurus, we have some Aries energy. The bigger planets, they take a little bit longer to transition. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull a card. Oh, sorry, the Three of Swords just jumped out. So I guess it's time to start our tarot reading. Let's go ahead and see what's happening for us on Monday. And again, as always, I am not a medical doctor, just a disclaimer. Tarot to me is a reciprocal intuitive practice. It's kind of like intuitive therapy. You know, but if you are seeking, you know, needing some help and have a psychological emergency, please make sure to reach out to a medical doctor, you know, or someone who is professionally trained. I've been doing tarot professionally for quite a few years. I started my tarot practice in 2017. But as always, take what resonates with you and leave the rest, okay? All right, so immediately we have the Three of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups, which is a very like Pisces, Pisces moon energy. So maybe Monday you're feeling a little bit like, you know, going into next week. You may feel, when you're watching this, I'm going to be posting this on Monday, you may have felt like, you know, had a very emotionally, you know, sensitive weekend where you might have been more feeling like, you know, the things that you give to, the things that you love, the things that you invest, the dreams and hopes, and you can start to feel like a martyr to those things, like you're a victim to the certain things in your life. And that's kind of what this energy is showing me, is like someone who feels that way, like they are, you know, trying really to, you know, they have a lot to give. They're trying to figure out where to put this energy, and they're feeling, you know, just victim to their circumstances. I'm hearing there's definitely a heartbreak for some of you who is watching this, you know, going through divorce. For some of you who may be watching this, I'm also hearing like a separation and like a custody battle. Like, you know, because the Five of Pentacles is like, you know, it just kind of shows like something that's not only hurting your heart, but also hurting your finances. And, you know, maybe you lived with a partner and you feel like you have to move from them, and maybe actually going through that process of moving right now. I feel like there may be like children involved for some of you in your situation. It could also be like an elderly, like family member, like a parent or a grandparent. Alright, sorry about that. My light battery died, so I needed to change it out real quick. But, whew, like I was saying, it looks like for some of you who may be reading this, like I said, this is a general reading, but it looks like there is some turmoil happening, definitely like a heartbreak. Definitely just feeling out, like, definitely like a lack mentality, you know. What I'm also seeing, the vision of what I'm hearing, is like somebody who, you know, when you care so much about something and you try so hard for something and then it doesn't happen, and then you start to just believe like it will never happen. And then on top of that, you also believe that those resources just aren't available, which is completely understandable because, you know, there's so much going on in the world, so much going on in the planet. You know, it's understandable to feel that way. And I think also that's kind of the message as well, is like to understand not to take those things personally, to understand that there is a lot of up and down that's happening in the world, and these things take time. You have the Two of Pentacles, you know what I mean? There's a lot of wishing and washing around. You know, it's like someone who wants the world tomorrow, you know? All right, let's see what other messages the divine has for you. I just really want to connect a little bit more with what the divine is asking of me and the messages that the divine has for you. And thank Creator for this time. Thank Great Spirit for this time. Thank them for allowing me to channel these messages for you. Whoo! Yeah, okay. So I got the Eight of Swords next to the Two of Pentacles, which is very feeling bound up, you know, by your circumstances, bound up by this heartache, you know, heartache of the world, heartache of, you know, your relationship. Like I said, for some of you, it will be a specific relationship. It will be, like I said, a divorce or a specific partner, something that you're going through, a quarrel, you're having a battle. You just aren't really sure overall about that relationship. There's an instability there. Or, you know, like I said, it could just be feeling like, you know, you really cared about something, something you want in your life, and then just really struggling to see that come to fruition. And it has you feeling really bound up, has you feeling like the world is against you. And like I said, Spirit's saying, be mindful. Yes, be mindful that the world is changing. Be mindful of all that's going on, and that, you know, sometimes these things are not personal. And at the same time, you're being called to be that warrior in your life. And warriors, the thing about warriors, because the Chariot card came up, and the Chariot card has come up, just came up actually for my own reading for myself. And I was thinking about this card, and the thing about warriors and being a spiritual warrior, just being a warrior in general, right, is like the battle almost never ends. Although, you know, you definitely, you know, there's this message of needing to take breaks and making sure to take a lot of breaks and rest and rejuvenate and take care of yourself and nourish yourself, because life can feel like a battle, you know what I mean? But at the same time, there's this reminder that, you know, with everything we go through, you know, the work kind of never ends, you know what I'm saying? And then you have the Knight of Rods and the Emperor here, you know, and messages that have been coming through a lot for me lately, and I feel is also coming through for this week for the collective reading, is to be reminded that our vision, whatever vision it is that you have, because the Knight of Rods for me is always a very strong, like, holding on to that vision, you know. And the thing about having a vision, and this may, you know, for a lot of you, I feel like you're being called this week to revamp your vision, because sometimes we go through things in life and we realize the things that we thought we wanted were not what we wanted or what we needed. And I feel like that's the energy, is like this heartbreak, this turmoil, this realizing that what you actually have to give and what it is that will actually make you fulfill. I feel like these are the lessons and the things that we've been going through over the last couple of you know, cycles of the moon, you know what I mean, the last couple months. And there's been a lot of things transitioning and transforming, as there always is, right? And the point of this process and the reminder that I feel Spirit wants to speak on, you know, if you feel like you're bound up like this Eight of Swords this week, one is to always remember that this is not the person in the Eight of Swords, when the Eight of Swords show up, is not really bounded up. They're bounded up in their mind, you know, it's an illusion, you know. They have the opportunity to break free at any time. And so we're being reminded that, you know, no matter how many times we fall, we have to get back up. No matter how many times we failure, each time we fail, it's just a lesson. And that's so hard. And I definitely feel Spirit has been showing that in my own life lately. You know, so this might be the week where you revamp that vision board, you know what I mean? And if you don't have a vision board, or maybe you haven't really believed in vision boards, you feel like that's a little bit, you know, stupid, you know, for lack of a better word, this might be the week to refoster that belief and to look at what would you put on your vision board. And I'm not talking about your vision for 20 years from now, 10 years from now, because sometimes I think when we create visions and vision boards or have an idea of what we want, we start trying to think about things that are so far in the future and can get so upset that they're not here, but we're not really looking at what is the vision for this year. What is the vision for the next 6 months? You know, and you want to be realistic with your vision, you know, but not holding yourself back either. You know what I mean? Have that fine balance. And so this is the week of really retuning and redefining that vision. One that aligns with you, that doesn't have you feeling like this. You know what I mean? Heartbroken and left in the cold and feeling like you're having to fight to be seen, to be noticed, to be heard. And to protect that vision, the Emperor is here. You know what I mean? You have to show up, be willing to show up for that vision and protect that vision at all costs. You know, Saturn has been in retrograde, and I've been saying this the last couple of videos, and something I feel is important, especially if we're talking about visions and what we want to feel and create in our life and, you know, build and feel in our everyday existence, is that, you know, Saturn is the planet of limitations and structures, and is really like the Emperor energy. That's what the Saturn rules, right? It's that father figure in our life. And so we're being asked to really show up for the things that we want in our life. You know, are you waking up on time to be able to complete things that you want to complete? Are you eating the types of foods that you know you need to eat to have the best type of energy to support the visions and the things that and the type of lifestyle you want to live? And again, I'm saying this with no judgment, because I know a lot of the messages are also for myself. You know what I mean? Is to make sure that I'm revamping my own routines and disciplines, and it's always a practice and something that we have to come back to and make sure that we fine tune and also take breaks from, you know what I mean? And you have to find that balance. But there's this very real message about, are you really doing the things that you know you need to do to obtain the things that you want to obtain? And those are small things that lead up to that bigger vision. You know, drinking enough water a day, you know, exercising, because if you're going through depression or, you know, anxiety, exercise is actually proven physically to help you with anxiety and depression. And to help, you know, to declutter the mind and to just feel more motivated to be able to accomplish the things that you need to accomplish in your day. You know, are you falling into those negative mind traps, you know, and how can you break those? Maybe watching a YouTube video every single day that talks about, you know, strengthening your mind, or just finding positive videos. And I don't mean like toxic positive, I mean like actual videos that have realistic, you know, like watching a YouTube video on the summary of 7 habits of highly effective people. You know what I mean? Reading a book for 10 minutes. Those type of things, you know, that are actually concrete as well and proven to help us in not only reaching towards our goals, because it's not always about reaching towards a goal, but I know for many of you this week, and what the cards are showing is like you probably are very focused on certain goals in your life and things that you want to change, but also just having a happier and better mental state. And something again that Creator Spirit I feel like is placing on my heart is like, why are you doing these things? Are you doing these things just to achieve X, Y, and Z? Are you doing these things because they're actually good for you and they're a good lifestyle change for you? And are you being honest with yourself, right? And not in a shameful way. You know, if you're coming home and you watching TV and eating chips, you know, I ain't shaming nobody. You know, sometimes you gotta do that, you know. But if you're coming home watching TV, eating chips, and feeling like shit every single day, then what can you do to try and change that, you know? Because at the end of the day, it's like a lot of, I feel like that Page of Cups energy is also, can be a martyr, you know what I mean? Kind of be a person that wishes someone would just come, knight shining in armor. The Pisces wants that knight in shiny armor to come sweep them off their feet and to solve all their problems and to rid them of this depression and rid them of the anxiety or whatever it is that you're battling in your life, you know? And I feel like Spirit is saying it's like only only by your connection through me, through spirit. You know what I mean? Not me as a person, but spirit, through the divine, through your connection to yourself, through your connection to your lifestyle that you know you want to live, and showing up for that, you know, even when it's hard, even when the days you don't want to. Can you show up for your vision even when the day you don't want to show up for your vision? You know what I mean? I feel like that's the message that is coming through. And again, I feel like Spirit is saying, like, I love you, and I see the pain that you've gone through, and I see how hard and difficult it is, and it's okay to stop and start again at any moment. Okay. Being told that that's what needed to be said, you know? I'm gonna let that sit there for a second and simmer. You know what I mean? Ooh, okay. We got the Two of Cups, the Three of Rods, and the Six of Rods. And it shows, you know, to me, this, you know, Three of Rods is looking out, the planning, the reimagining, the re-envisioning, you know. This is very much that redrawing up your vision board, you know, looking at what opportunities are coming and going in your life, what is beginning, what is ending, and how to honor those things that are coming and going. Are you setting yourself up? Ooh, I heard that clearly. Are you setting yourself up to receive opportunities? Are you setting yourself up to, would you even be able to recognize the opportunity? Would you have the energy for the opportunity if it came to you? Have you been putting in the work? And if you have been putting in the work, have you been doing things that are good for your soul, like you know, resting as well? Because if we're too tired and burnt out and have been grinding from the moment the sun sets to the sunrises to sunsets, you wouldn't even be able to necessarily show up for the opportunity. You may miss it, you know, out of exhaustion. And that you know, when you start harmonizing with the types, if the Two of Cups reversed, right? This could be, you know, a certain specific person, and for some of you it is a specific person that is causing disharmony in your life. I feel like Spirit is like, you know who this person is, you know what this energy is that it makes you feel. And if you're not sure, then you're being asked this week to stop and feel out how you feel when you end a conversation with anyone, when you walk away from anybody. But for some of you, it's just like I said, what kind of habits are you doing in your life? What is your relationship like with yourself? Are you being kind to yourself? Are you parenting yourself? Are you treating yourself like shit and calling yourself a lousy person and saying, damn, we fucking suck, you know? And when you start building harmony with yourself and others and have that peace in your spirit, because it starts at the home base, you know what I mean? Then you're going to see that ripple out into these things that you're trying to create in your life. You're going to see that ripple out into your job. You're going to see that ripple out into your every aspect of your life, you know? And oftentimes, I feel like Spirit is telling me to mention that we often look out at what's happening and want those things to change without looking within and being like, okay, how am I talking to myself? How do I feel about myself? Am I feeding myself right? Am I in harmony with my own body and its physiological, psychological, physical needs? Then am I right with my home, my circle, my friends, and my family? Then I can look out at that next layer of like, okay, now how can I get the harmony of the bigger things that I want in my life? My finances, you know, my career, my legacy, all of those things. Instead of doing it the backwards way where we're thinking about those things and how we want to change those things and change these outside situations without really looking at the inside and starting there. And I feel like this week we're being asked to revamp and to go back within and to declutter and to really align with those things that harmonize us from the inside out, to really be able to see those offerings come in. You have the Knight of Cups, those not offerings, Whew. All right, let me see if there's any other messages coming out for this week. For 5 of Cups reverse. Yeah, and again, I feel like I'm being really, Spirit's telling me to be really mindful about the words that I choose and what I say, because there's no part of this that wants it to seem like you're not trying, you know? Like, I feel like you are trying. I feel like you've tried really hard. It actually makes me kind of like want to cry, you know? Like, you know, sometimes just when I'm reading and channeling, it's like I feel a lot of the emotion. Yeah, let me see what else. Yeah. It's like you have tried. 5 of Swords and 8 of Cups reversed. You know, you have tried a lot, you know, and it seems like no matter how much you try, you continue to get into these fights and this disharmony with other people and disharmony with yourself. And there's this reminder, I feel like Spirit's saying that you're human, you know, and you're having this human experience, you know, and it's never going to be, it is going to be perfect if you allow it to be perfect, you know what I mean? But it's also never going to be perfect. It's perfectly imperfect. And that feeling can have us looking for things that are external, you know, things outside of us to fill us up, you know? And so much of what Spirit, you know, the divine wants is for us to come home to ourselves, to fill ourselves up, to come to Spirit, you know, the divine with our heart's issues, to set that time aside to take care of ourselves in a good way, in a society, in a world that, you know, has us competing and running around and living in survival mode, you know? And setting that time aside to do so, you know? Whew. See what other messages there are. I'm being told by Spirit to stop pulling that one, so I'm going to pull this one. Chucked out me. Yup. Look at that. Self-love. Yeah. I feel like, you know, this is the overall message for this week. You know, if you're feeling heartbroken, if you're feeling, you know, hurt from things that have happened in the past, if you're feeling, you know, taken advantage of or like a martyr, you know, all these feelings that are completely valid to feel, you know what I mean? I feel like what Spirit wants for yourself is not, you know, to, yes, sit down and reimagine and to be playful and to love yourself enough to choose yourself again. Choose what your vision would look like from a place of self-love. What would your vision look like? And in the meantime, love up on yourself fiercely. All right, I'm going to read the card for this. And self-love is, you know, it can sound really fluffy, so I feel like it's important to say that. Like, oh, love yourself, it's so easy. It's not easy at all. You know, it's continuous work. Yeah, it's continuous work. I'm going to read what it says. Loving oneself is one of the larger concepts that is difficult to truly integrate. We are conditioned from birth to doubt ourselves, compare, deny, or minimize our gifts, hide ourselves away, and change who we are. The brainwashing is crippling. We become adults who have to fight to remember ourselves. That part where it said, minimize our gifts. I feel like Spirit wants me to point out, the Divine wants me to point out that some of you watching this right now are minimizing what it is that you have that is a gift, what it is that you have to contribute to this world. And the world has you feeling, has us, a lot of us feeling like we're never good enough, you know, like there's someone else who's prettier or smarter or, you know, better at this thing that you know, I love than me, so you know, it can never work for me because I'm, you know, it's like that imposter syndrome, which I've dealt with imposter syndrome a lot, you know, that a lot of first generation, you know, if your parents didn't go to college, or if you know, your parents were immigrants in this country, you know, there's imposter syndrome is a very big thing. And I feel like the Divine wants me to bring that up, you know, that hiding ourselves is something we do out of this fear of our own greatness, and not believing that we have anything to contribute. And I'm hearing you do have something to contribute, that only you can contribute. And when you hide yourself, hide your shine, hide your glow, you're not only hurting yourself, but you're hurting those who would benefit from the beautiful, amazing things that you have to contribute. It says, we recognize the importance of loving and accepting ourselves, but release those voices and negative tapes that play in our head that can feel impossible. Ugh, that part. Beyond that, we often decide we need to love ourselves in order to attain or achieve something. I.e., I need to love myself so I can attract a partner. What was I saying? Oh, snap. Sorry. What was I saying earlier in this video? And that's been a big thing, like the last, I would say like the last 2 weeks to a month. I feel like Spirit has really placed it in my forefront of my focus. Like, why are you doing the things that you're doing? Like it says right here, are you loving yourself so you can attract a partner? Are you loving yourself so you can feel good about yourself? You know what I'm saying? And again, no shame, no judgment, because we all do it, you know what I mean? But this is energy we're all under the influence of, and Spirit is trying to redirect us to be able to do things that actually are because we love to do it, because it actually feels good for us, because it's actually good for our goals and our life, that are separate from just, oh, I want to obtain a partner, or I want $1 million, or, you know, I want a house or a car, which are great goals to have, and you shouldn't give up those goals. But everything you do in your life shouldn't just be for those goals. You know, have those things that you're doing that are working towards those things. But are you going to be happy and okay with yourself regardless of that happening? Are you know, not to say it can never happen. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, let's say your goal is to get a Mercedes Benz, okay? And let's say it takes you 10 years to accumulate the wealth and whatever it is to get a Mercedes Benz. Are you going to spend those 10 years of your life miserable because you don't have a Mercedes Benz? And then on a whole deeper level, right? Spirit's like, but why do you need this Mercedes Benz? And is it really because you love yourself that you want a Mercedes Benz? Or is it because you feel like it's what you need to have in order to show some sort of status to the world, or for this external validation? Which, you know, we all seek external validation, you know, we're human beings. But if this is causing such pain and misery in your life, without it, you're being called to rethink about it. You know, going back to that Three of Swords, if it's causing this pain, aching, you know, in your heart because you don't have it, you're being asked to evaluate why. Why do you want it? And is it congruent? Is it really aligned to who you truly are and what you really need? You know, sometimes we don't get what we want, we get what we need. All right, I'm gonna keep reading what it says. Rather than viewing, to truly love oneself is to do so without any expectations or hopeful outcomes. The relationship with oneself is the most intimate relationship we will ever have and is a daily endeavor. Rather than viewing self-love as a day of pampering or fighting that which holds you back, let all of it fall away for a few moments. Ask yourself, ask your heart, body, and spirit when you wake up, what do you need from me? How can I support you? What will nurture you? How can I deepen my relationship with you? And continue to check in with yourself throughout the day. Ooh, I love that. All right. The Seeker was the other card that came out. The Seeker indicates a need for energy, movement, vitality, and excitement. The Seeker is childlike at heart and has faith at its core. The world is a beautiful place. As we grow older, it is easy to lose touch with our innocence and sense of wonder. We have responsibilities, stressful home and work environments, external pressures, physical sensitivities, and dis-ease. In the end, we get locked into a survival mentality and we don't know how to break free. The Seeker's message is one of reclamation. It is not so much about ridding yourself of stress, but remembering your essence. Slowly nurture your sense of wonder to all that is around you. You may feel silly at first, but keep working on it to balance out the negative. Replace statements of what if everything goes wrong with what if everything is exactly as it should be. Woo-wee. And I feel like that is a really big tie-in of this message, because so much of that heartache and that pain can almost be self-inflicted, you know? Thinking of the worst possible case scenario and just, you know, completely diving into all of the past traumas and pains. Well, this happened in the past, and this person did this to me, and this happened, and, you know, my friend Lucy don't talk to me no more, you know? And I'm laughing. But, you know, we again, we all can do this. When we start going into all of the, and I've actually, one of my last times that I was spiraling into this negative thoughts patterns, I stopped and said, okay, let me pay attention to these negative thoughts that are spiraling and what they're saying, and then let me see if they actually happen. And a lot of the times they don't happen. And they're not, you know, they're more exaggerated, I would say, than the reality of the situation. And it's helped me to kind of, you know, like it says, replace what if everything goes wrong with what if everything goes right? What if the turmoil you're experiencing now is actually the catalyst for the change that you need? What if the relationship that is ending is the catalyst to the relationship that you really, you know, that is going to give you all of the things that other person just couldn't give you? They didn't have the capacity to give. It was against their nature. What if you losing your job is actually the catalyst to you being able to start the business that you've always wanted to start in a new way now, with this new opportunity, with the new experience you've gotten, or the new jobs that are available now that you can receive an offer that you might have not been able to receive before? It says the balanced seeker energy is one of empowerment, curiosity, and feeling confident to navigate both the external and internal worlds. If seeker is out of balance, you may be a bit untethered. You may be pushing yourself on to the next thing, thinking that may be your cure. Ooh! An unbalanced seeker energy may also give their power away to others. As seekers, we must remember that we are gathering experience and wisdom for growth, not because we believe it is a prescription to fix our perceived issues. That's right. That's right. You know, we all human at the end of the day, and sometimes it's gonna be icky, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be balanced, know when it's time, like, okay, I've been a little too much in the icky, and I gotta really get my shit together, and hey, you know what, I'm just being hard on myself, and I'm having a human moment, and it's okay, it's okay. It's okay, girl, boy, they, them, however you identify, you know what I'm saying, it's okay. Sorry, y'all. I just, I can feel the work, It's work. It's work. It's work. It's work. Whew. Anyway, y'all, I hope that these messages resonate with you all. I hope that they really help you with this next week. Like I said, it's a general reading, so again, always pick what resonates and leave the rest. If something did resonate with you, how are y'all feeling? Check in with me down below. Let me know what parts resonated. And, if you have a specific type of video tarot reading, pick a card reading, or, a specific type of thing that you want me to do a reading on, let me know down below as well. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will be posting the journal prompts on my Patreon. So again, join my Patreon if you want to dive a little bit deeper and be part of a community of, intuitive thinkers and people who are building their intuitive wisdom. But yeah, I feel like those are all of the messages for the week. It's not necessarily feeling like a heavy week, but, there's movement all around us, you know what I mean? And I'm feeling Spirit is telling me to leave it there. So I just want to thank the divine, thank you, your guides, my guides, for being in this space today and for joining us for this week's tarot reading and astrological dive in. And I'll see you all real soon. You can also follow me and stay updated at my Instagram, Twitter, and all those social media platforms at Moon Magic Flows, and my website where all the merch and fantastic goodies is at www.moonmagicflows.com. Until next time, see you all later. Peace.